Have you ever felt like you're working really hard and your revenue is just not growing and you're putting more time, more effort in, and the money's just not showing up? If so, this video is for you. We're going to talk about doubling your revenue without doubling your time. But first, let me ask you something. How many times have you sacrificed your weekends, your nights, your holidays, or even your sleep just to keep your business running? And for what? More stress? Less time? Broken relationships? Burnout? All of that, and you're not making more money? Here's the truth. More hours don't equal more money. We've sold a bill of goods when we start working that says if you just work hard and do your thing, you'll have success. You'll make more money. You'll get the promotion. You'll do all the things. And that's just not true. Working harder does not guarantee you success, whatever that success may be for you. The real magic happens when we focus on the right strategies in the right mindset so that we can achieve things like double the revenue in half the time. And that's important just to protect our mental health, our sanity, our relationships. It's so important that you listen to this video and utilize the tips that I'm going to give you in this video to double your revenue without doubling the time. So today we're going through sales strategies that will help you work smarter, mindset shifts that will change the way you view success and what success actually means to you, and the concept of energy transfers. Because how you spend your energy is as important as how you spend your time or your money. So grab a notebook, you're going to want to take notes through this and you're going to implement as we go, and let's get rolling. First of all, let's shift that mindset a little bit because let's face it, if we don't have our mind right, we can't have the right strategy. We're not going to approach the strategy in the right way that really benefit us. So the first mindset shift is you've got to break this cycle of if you work harder, you will get more success. That's not true. Working harder doesn't guarantee more success. That's something we were sold at a young age. And it said, just to go work hard for the company is going to get you the promotion, it's going to get you the pension, it's going to get you the retirement or the gold watch or whatever it's going to get. And most of the time, all that does is create burnout, frustration, and perhaps some golden handcuffs that keep us attached to a job that we don't have any business being attached to. But if you adopt a CEO mindset, you're going to focus more on strategy than you are busy. And when you look at your strategy and you bring the right energy to strategy, busy is not important. Busy is not a calling card of being successful. It's just not. And how many times do we do that where we say, how are things? How's business? And you go, oh, it's busy. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. That's not success. That's not. And so ask yourself this, what activities did I do that actually drove revenue? Revenue generating activities. Which activities did I do that drove revenue? Those are the things you should focus on. Everything else is not that important. Another big piece of mindset is scarcity versus abundance. And you know what I'm going to say with that. You should have an abundant mindset, but let me reframe it. It means not every person that comes to you for business should be someone you serve. Sometimes you should say no because it's going to be an energy drain. It's going to be a time drain. It's going to just drain you. Working with this particular kind of client is going to drain you out of your week. But you don't want to say no because it's money, it's revenue, it's business. And if you said no to them, you would find 5 more people that are your ideal client to take their place that would not drain your energy or your time. So the scarcity versus abundance is a little more complex than just feeling abundant or tricking your mind to being abundant. It is about saying, if I worked with this client, what does it do to my next 6 weeks? Does it amplify the next 6 weeks or does it deteriorate the next 6 weeks? Because what we want is to work with people that amplify our next 6 weeks, people that are going to give us great reviews. And that's how we work it. But you got to come from abundance in that way to where you don't feel the need to work with everyone who says, I'd like to hire you. Because some people have no business working with you yet. And the last shift we really want to look at is the idea of energy. How do we shift from time to energy? Well, here's an idea. Time is finite, meaning we all have 24 hours in our day. We don't have any more hours in our day. Can't create any more hours, despite what some of the gurus say. You can't do it. You got 24 hours. Energy can be optimized. Now, we can use some time better than others. That's what we're talking about here. But if we optimize our energy throughout the day, we use our time better naturally. A lot of people try to do it the other way around where they say, I don't care about my energy. I'm going to make this hour the best, most productive hour I've got. And what ends up happening almost all the time, it's not, because your energy is not optimized. So we want to really look at the CEO idea of optimizing our energy first, and then we spend our time correctly. All right, now let's talk sales strategies, because when we talk about doubling revenue without doubling our time, you have to be strategic in your sales process. And I'm assuming you're a good salesperson, or maybe you think you could get better at sales. This is what we're going to do in this section. We're going to teach you how to be better at sales in the way that we double our revenue in half the time. So let's just get to it. Here's what works. Selling high ticket offers is what works. Do you have a premium offer in your brand? I'm not saying that low ticket offers don't work. I'm saying that if you want to double your revenue without doubling your time, a high ticket offer, a premium offer is something you should consider putting into your business. Because let's face it, I'd rather focus on 2 $5,000 clients than 10 $500 clients. It's a volume game. 10 people are going to deplete your energy. they're going to distract you, they're going to have problems. Two people, the chances are less likely that they're going to do that. So the high ticket and the premium offers are important just in maximizing your time. It will build you more cash flow over time. It will help you attract your avatar and work in your demographic. And it just is easier to manage all around. And the key to that working is actually delivering the results you promise you're going to deliver. But if you have to rely on results and you're only going to sell to two people, you got to get those two people the results they want, because they'll give you testimonials. That'll bring the next two people in, the next two, you see where I'm going. So you have to be results focused if you're going to have a high ticket or premium offer. The next sales strategy is focus on the warm leads, the people who are already giving you the likes, the people who are already commenting on your stuff. Focus on those. Don't focus on generating new cold leads just yet. If you really want to double your revenue, you've got a bank of warm leads, people that already know, love, and trust you, and they're already vibing with what you got going on. And if you focus on those every day, you'll convert some of those warm leads into clients. It's much more difficult to take a cold lead and move them through the process to a client in a small amount of time than it is to take a warm lead. That sounds so natural and so, well, duh. But how many times in our week are we focusing on cold leads instead of warm leads? And we want to move the needle. More revenue, less time, warm leads. That's where you got to be. And I'm going to mention this, I'm not going to get really deep into it, but as you're contacting the warm leads, a good idea to have instead of just your high ticket or premium offers is to have some cross sells or down sells. Meaning these are people who know your offer probably, they've seen it out there, they've been to your website, they've been to your webinar, they've been to your event, however you present your offer, they probably know your offer and they're not a yes. But if you offer them something that's extra, something that's parallel to that, that's not as high ticket, that will get them to buy that, and then you can have more time to sell them into the high ticket. So use cross sells and down sells as your leverage. And when it comes to really doubling your revenue without doubling your hours, energy is very important. I talk about this all the time, but in what way? Work in your zone of genius, meaning don't try to learn something to deliver. You see a lot of people doing this with AI now where they're saying, I'm the AI expert. I'm like, I think it's too new for anyone to be claiming they're the expert. Now, you might know a lot. You might know enough to even have clients or offer a course or program. But to say you're the expert at this stage, I don't know. It's just changing too fast to anyone to put their flag in the ground saying I'm an expert. There are a lot of people out there that are really good at it. They're really good at it and they're evolving with it and they're learning more. They might know more than you, and that's really it. But anyone who says I'm the expert at this new thing, I don't know. I'm calling BS. So what you want is to work in your zone of genius. What do you already know that you've been doing for a long time that is proven that works? Sell that. That's what you sell. Sell that first and then build everything else as you go. I'm not saying that's the only offer you have, but if you sell that, you stand to gain more revenue. If you sell that to warm leads, they already know, like, and trust you, and they know you talk about this stuff. It's going to be an easier close. It's going to be an easier sell, and that's how you build the revenue. When it comes to sales and energy, you really want to look at your peak levels of energy. That's when you should be making your sales calls. You should be doing your content. During those peak hours of energy, that's when you do those things. You don't do your whole day and do your sales calls at the end of the day. You're depleted, you're tired, you're on the downslope. So you're not going to bring the energy to the conversation. So make sure you're looking at your energy levels. Where are my peaks? That's when I want to do my sales calls. That's when I want to offer my cross sells and down sells. That's when I'm contacting my warm leads, because that's when my energy is highest and best. That's just a little trick that most people don't even consider. They say, okay, I need to get my sales calls in at some point today, instead of actually saying, you know what, I feel really good at 9:30 in the morning. I'm going to do all my sales calls when I feel really good at 9:30 in the morning. That creates sustainability. That will give you a higher ratio of closing, and that will give you just better clients all around, because you'll be able to uphold your standards. You won't be fatigued and let someone slip through the cracks, most likely. So that's a very next level hack that I want you to really put into play, is doing your sales calls that build revenue, your revenue generating activities during those peaks of energy. Now let's imagine this. Close your eyes if you have to. You're working less, you're selling more to your ideal clients, your ticket is higher, you're bringing in more revenue, and you've got more time. What does that life look like for you? Is that something you want? Is it even possible? It's 100% possible, because I've been working 2 or 3 days a week for the last 6 years, and that's it. Coming out of a 15-year corporate career, that was a big change for me. It was really hard for me to understand how I could work so little and still make the money that gives me and my family a comfortable life. So I really want you to consider this. This is 100% possible. You've got to implement today. You've got to start today. You can't start tomorrow. Today's the day to start. Because everything we talked about today is precious to you. Your time, your energy, and your money. All of that is precious. It affords you comfort. It affords you less worry. It affords you growth. It affords you legacy. It affords you all those things. So if you treat it as such and you implement today and you start today, you stand to gain a lot more out of your life than you thought. Hey, if this resonated with you, I want you to go to my website and get the Hustle Detox. It's a free mini course we're going to go through 3 modules where we're going to actually identify the things that are stealing your time, change those things, and then create an ideal week for you so that you have a hustle-free week, so that you're actually doubling your revenue in half the time, because that's the whole point. So jump to the website. The link will be in the description of this video. It's there for you. Free mini course called The Hustle Detox. And before I go, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Of course, the bell for notifications if that's your jam. But I really want you to understand that the more you consume this anti-hustle content, the more you change your mind about it, and the more you realize that anti-hustle is not anti-money. Anti-hustle is not anti-success or anti-productivity. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Anti-hustle is strategic positive growth that gets you the result you want in a faster amount of time. That's what anti-hustle is, and that's what I do. Hey, thanks for watching. I'll see you inside the Hustle Detox. Don't forget, this week is important. We've got to start this week. Implement these things today. My name's Kevin. I'll see you.